$80,000 in 12 weeks. So if you have 12 weeks and you're Marty Bird and you got to drive $80,000 in revenue, it's got to be in recruiting. How would you go about it? If you haven't seen Ozark, definitely go check it out. But Steven asked this question in the membership area. If you're in the Recruiter Rocket membership, I answer questions like this all the time directly to you in the Slack channel. So go check it out, the membership at recruiterrocket.io. It says, I wanted to ask you some questions. I have a goal to hit $80,000 in the next 12 weeks from just recruiting. What do you think it will take for me to make this happen? What would be your strategy if this was your goal and you were just starting out? What should my KPIs be on a daily basis? I look forward to hearing your response. Very aggressive goal. I love the aggressiveness, but I want you to look at these two scenarios of what you can do. And there's so many different ways that people drive revenue with their recruiting business. The first one is very common. So it's having 5 clients or just getting as many different contracts as you possibly can. And getting 25 different open roles is just a little example. And they're all completely different. So you have to have 25 different candidate pipelines for all of these roles. And number 2 is my approach. I would much rather have 5 clients that have the same exact role, and I have one candidate pipeline that I can go out and continue to improve upon and continue to build this product that I can sell to other new clients. All right, we'll go to the next slide here. So today's Friday. Let's say I go out and I find 15 home run hitters. So I find 15 candidates that are incredible and then another 10 or 15 that are just potential matches, but they're not too interested. And this is why with my in-mails here, 51% response rate, because I'm going out and I'm creating a list of people that are completely ideal matches from candidate perspective. They're from the same industry. They're in the role and they're killing it. These are very attractive candidates for employers. And the reason why I have such a high hit rate is because I do duplicate my roles and there's an incentive to put more effort into what a lot of people call sniping. This doesn't mean that this is the only way to go about this, but when I have 15 home run hitters that are incredible, and I go back to this slide here, and I have 5 clients, so I have 5 potential matches for those home run hitters, it's a higher likelihood that I'm going to close more deals over the next month or two. In this top scenario, there's people that also drive revenue there as well. But the problem is you'll have all these different opportunities and open roles. You have to figure out 25 ways to go out and get the candidates. And whether it's you or whether it's VAs, you're putting in a lot of time. And when one of these roles doesn't work out, you have now burned that candidate pipeline. You got to wait until you get lucky with another client that has that duplicate role. There's people, again, that make a lot of money doing this. But from my perspective, anytime I talk to them, and a lot of people get defensive about this. And the reason why they're defensive is because they're just not good at selling and finding very good clients that can duplicate what they're working on now and make their lives a lot easier. I probably work in 25% of the time as these people don't have 7 VAs working on all these different roles. And this is going to allow you to get some big chunks. Really, step 1, just to get right to the point here, is do whatever's necessary to get your open roles. So work on a split board, go in, get your own client, whether you have to discount it, do whatever it takes to get them into your pipeline. So when you're working and you're finding these candidates, you're definitely going to have a chance to monetize and you can gain some momentum. So there's a lot of split boards out there, and go to those and find the roles that you really want to work on and really prioritize the ones that are like, hey, we're hiring 5 of these job titles here. So we're going to be making 5 hires for this one. That's a really good start. Then you build your pipeline. You get more obsessed with going out and finding these candidates. And then you go out and take this pipeline and just go find the clients. Go find people that are just exact duplicates of the client that you're already working on. And there's more at play here too, because momentum is going to start to build. You're going to see the incentive for finding better candidates. You're going to see the incentive for making your sales process better. You're going to start to close higher quality clients. People that are not closing their ideal clients are not doing enough from just getting their volume out there. Of course, they got automation and things like that. I'm a huge believer in just going out and getting what you want, doing what's necessary, picking up the phone, getting videos out there, or they're straight up too lazy to just strategize. And so often they're working with 15 head companies out of India that have just landed in the United States or looking to expand. And now you got to pitch some account executive or some software engineer and say, hey, do you want to leave your $250K role to come to a $200K role? But also there's equity. You might make a lot of money down the road. It's always a tough pitch. What this is all about is building up your pipeline, finding incredible candidates, because in the future, you know you're going to have more chances to offload them. And at the beginning of building your agency, you have to be relentless. You have to put in the work from a sales perspective. You got to pick up the phone. You got to brand yourself better, constantly be improving, and get away from just looking for automation to take care of everything for you. With that said, if you're really struggling on the client side, which a lot of you will, you're going to have to default to this. To option number one, where you're just closing whatever contracts with whatever clients and just throwing as many candidates as you can against the wall and waiting for one to stick. Bottom line with both scenarios is you got to put work in somewhere. In this one, you're going to be putting a shit ton of work on the candidate side. You're going to learn a bunch of ways to source them. You're going to have to hire VAs. I would just rather do it here on the sales side and make sure that I'm getting the most out of this sourcing time. And really honestly, in option one here, you're putting in a lot of work on both ends. You got to go out and do whatever it takes. You're going to have to pick up the phone and chase people down to try to close contracts and whatnot, especially the good companies, because they're sought after. So you're doing a ton of work here. You're doing a ton of work here. And when the client doesn't work out, they both burn.